Raceview Network's Weekend WrapUp is sponsored by the American Quarter Horse Association, Remington Park Racing Casino, and by the Oklahoma Quarter Horse Racing Association.
Hi, I'm Jim Byers. Welcome to the Weekend Wrap-Up. It's time to take a look at a busy weekend in quarter horse racing, one that included two big futurities, and a return to competition for last year's All-American Futurity winner, Jess Good Candy. Let's begin at Sam Houston Race Park, where Saturday's program was headed by the Grade 2, $540,000 Sam Houston Futurity. Out of the 17 trials for this 330-yard futurity, the top qualifier was G and Thee from the Joel Cantu stable. G and Thee went off as the 8-5 favorite.
And runners away in the Sam Houston Futurity was a good start for He's Gone towards the outside. Scrambling for the lead from between horses comes Desdemona Rambler. Far outside, Just Call Me Carter's in the chase as well. Mad dash to the line. Just Call Me Carter.
With a powerful late kick on the outside, Just Call Me Carter is up in time in quite the cavalry charge. Francisco Calderon, the winning jockey. A trial winner and fifth fastest qualifier. Just Call Me Carter is an Oklahoma-bred son of Carter's Cartel. And the Strawfly Special mare Justified. The gelding was bred by Delfino Lozano IV and is owned by Joel Tipton. Angel Sanchez is the trainer. Just Call Me Carter earns the winner's purse of $216,000. El Carretonero G3 finished a neck back in second, with Desdemona Rambler third. The time 16.786 seconds. That Sam Houston Futurity was one of two graded races on Saturday's card. The other, the Grade 3 Sam Houston Derby. These 3-year-olds went 350 yards for a total purse of $191,000. The 8-5 favorite is the fastest qualifier, number 7, Ivan James.
Runners away in the Sam Houston Derby, off to a fast start. GYR Jammer from the outside, racing on from between horses. Real Solid Oak is on the go, moving through along the inside comes TLC Dale, driving clear lane. TLC Dale wins.
This Texas bred has really blossomed in 2016, and the Sam Houston Derby is his first graded win and third straight race victory overall. A colt by the Louisiana Cartel out of the Okie Dokie Dale mare Haley's Dale. TLC Dale is trained by Adrian Huitron for owner-breeder Rogelio Garza Guajardo. Manuel Gutierrez, the winning jockey. Real Solid Oak finished a neck better than GYR Jammer for second. 7-2 third choice Dash Don't Cheat dwelt at the start and was eased. Time for the winner, a fast 17.405 seconds, a 103 speed index. Remington Park offered a stakes quadruple header on Saturday, with their Futurity and Derby gaining much of the attention. But not to be overlooked is the Grade 2 Bob Moore Memorial, a race for 3-year-olds and up that annually attracts top runners. This year's edition has a purse of $51,100. The distance is 300 yards. 2-1 favorite Win Rabbits Fly loves these shorter races, having set a track record in the Mighty Deck 3 earlier this meeting, going 250. Regularly ridden these days by Daniel Torres, Win Rabbits Fly ran second in this race last year behind another of today's rivals, Rock You. That one, a Champion of Champions qualifier last year, is an outsider at 9-1 after unplaced finishes in a pair of stakes this spring. Drawing the inside is TF Cajun Cartel. This well-traveled colt debuted at Remington nearly 2 years ago, but returns for the first time in the Bob Moore Memorial.
They're off the Bob Moore Memorial. Great start inside. TF Cajun Cartel coming away on top. Rocky tries to get into it now. Farther out, Mr. Joe Eagle and Roaster. And it's still TF Cajun Cartel on the lead. It's sprinting clear. TF Cajun Cartel roars on to win the Bob Moore Memorial.
A lot of ones will show up in the result chart of this race for TF Cajun Cartel. He wore number 1, broke first, and led at every call under Ricky Ramirez. Bred by Steve Tate in Louisiana, TF Cajun Cartel is a 4-year-old son of Corona Cartel and the Mr. Jess Perry mare Dasha D. Now 6 for 14 with earnings exceeding $189,000. TF Cajun Cartel is trained by Fernando Carrete, who owns this colt along with Ascension Fernandez Jr. Houdini rallied for second, a nose better than Mr. Joe Eagle. The time 15.023 seconds, a 103 speed index for TF Cajun Cartel.
My 40 saved me $500 on this Ford truck.
My 40 gives me a year of good reading.
My 40 makes me a thrifty shopper.
My 40 colors my world.
Your $40 American Quarter Horse Association membership provides hundreds of dollars in benefits and services. To find out what your 40 can do, visit aqha.com.
Still to come is the $888,000 Remington Park Futurity. But let's look at some older horses first. And for that, we go to Sunland Park for the Grade 2 West Texas Maturity. 4-year-olds and up went in 3 trials for this 400-yard test. The purse is $99,704. This came down to a match race between Once Over on the outside and JM Miracle toward the inside, and in the final jump, California-bred Once Over gets the nod in 18.986 seconds. Ridden by Hector Aldretti, Once Over is a 7-year-old by Walk Through Fire out of Look Her Over, bred by Dr. Edward Allred. Fastest qualifier, this winner is trained by Isidro Rodriguez for owner Jaime Bujanda. The richest race of the weekend was Saturday's $888,000 Remington Park Futurity. This restricted Grade 2 is for Oklahoma breds at 330 yards and had 23 trials over 2 nights to set the field of 10. The fastest qualifier and 6-5 favorite is Teller Baja. This Rick Robinson trainee started her career with a maiden win March 18th before drawing off to win a trial. Jockey Augustine Silva has the call. Another 2-time winner is the 7-2 second choice V-Power. From the Jerry Ingles barn, this gelding qualified 4th overall on night 1, the faster night of the trials. Paul Nieto is the jockey. The Duke Schultz-trained Major Freight finished well to win his trial and record the fastest time on night 2. He'll have post position 8 and is 6-1 under James Flores. Starting just outside of Major Freight is A's and J's. This filly annihilated her trial field at a big price, but is 5-1 here. She's ridden by Edwin Lujan for trainer Manuel Mata.
They're off in the Remington Park Futurity. Great start for Teller Baja, coming away sharply. I Demand is right there. Between runners V-Power, outside Major Freight. Teller Baja up now, almost in full length, trying to fend off I Demand, who's charging on. V-Power making a move as well, but Teller Baja is just too tough. Teller Baja in hand at the end, still wins the Remington Park Futurity.
Like her dam, Teller Baja wins her first 3 races, and one of them is a graded Futurity. Under Augustine Silva, Teller Baja is a strong winner of the Remington Park Futurity over V-Power and I Demand. Bred and owned by Juan Medina, Teller Baja is by Teller Cartel, out of the Tres Seis mare Baja Jazz, who took a graded Futurity at Manor Downs early in her career. Now with earnings of $375,000 plus, Teller Baja is trained by Rick Robinson. Chris Katulak of Remington Park TV lent us a hand by asking Augustine Silva about his trip aboard Teller Baja.
She broke a little in and we got her straightened up, and after that it was just, she did it all on her own. She went to the front.
It almost looked like halfway through the race, Augustine, that you gave her a breather. Did something like that happen?
I closed my eyes and I was just hoping for the best.
And once you opened your eyes, you're at the finish line in front?
We were in the turn, I was just hoping we had got it.
You really did, it sounds like you really did close your eyes.
We were a little nervous.
In taking home $355,200, Teller Baja goes the distance in 16.752 seconds. Coming up, we'll show you 2 important races from the weekend, the Sam Houston Juvenile and Remington Park Derby. Plus, a little later, a report on All-American winner Jess Good Candy's return to the track.
The 2016 American Quarter Horse season at Remington Park. 50 days of racing, 40 stakes races, a record $5.7 million in stakes first money. The nation's best season through June 4th.
Oklahoma Quarter Horse Racing Association encourages the breeding and ownership of Oklahoma-bred horses, promotes and protects racing opportunities in the state, and represents our members' interest at the state capitol. Learn more at oqhra.com.
They're up for the Remington Park Derby. Away sharply from the rail, bye-bye freight train right there. Trace of Paint now gaining ground second. Ferrari James in the mix between runners. Outside Brimmy's Wagon and Streak and PR running a big one. In the middle of the track, it's a Trace of Paint going to the front. A Trace of Paint now on top, still battling inside. Bye-bye freight train. Here comes Brimmy's Wagon as well. A Trace of Paint to take the Remington Park Derby by almost a full length.
I couldn't have asked her to run any better than she did. I mean, she broke like she always does. She's not one that's just going to put 2 lengths on you from the start, but as long as she gets away even with them, and she's usually pretty tough to beat.
For Jess and TR quick into stride. JMF Dashing moves on at the inside from between horses. So She Special moving under a full head of steam, and Tech My Time's right there. They dash to the finish. Tech My Time just up to win the Sam Houston Juvenile Stakes.
Raceview Network's Weekend WrapUp is sponsored by the American Quarter Horse Association, Remington Park Racing Casino, and by the Oklahoma Quarter Horse Racing Association.
On Sunday, Remington Park hosted its popular Extreme Racing Day, and a large crowd journeyed to the Oklahoma City facility for some unusual racing and a look at last year's AQHA champion 2-year-old Jess Good Candy. The undefeated All-American Futurity winner, bred by the late Carl Peavy House and carrying the colors of his family's PV Quarter Horse Farms, went to the post in the Mr. Masterbug Stakes for the first time since his Labor Day win in the sport's biggest race at Ruidoso Downs. The Mr. Masterbug is a $70,000 guaranteed event at 350 yards, and it drew some notables aside from Jess Good Candy. Among them is BV Midnight Express, winner of last year's $1 million Heritage Place Futurity and All-American Juvenile. He was the second choice at 3-1. But the show ultimately belonged to Jess Good Candy, racing at Remington for the first time since a maiden score in his debut exactly 1 year earlier. Jess Good Candy, number 6, breaks decently and moves to the leaders quickly.
And Jess Good Candy strikes the front. 100 yards to go. It's Jess Good Candy on top. ABC battling inside. Jess Good Candy under wraps. Jess Good Candy to win the comeback.
Jockey Ivan Carnero picked up the mount on Jess Good Candy for the All-American final and was aboard for this handy victory. Carnero said Jess Good Candy really showed his class.
Yeah, he sure did. I was a little nervous coming into the race, especially going 350. I thought that was real short for him. He took that pretty well. I thought it'd be a little harder for him. He's always been a 400, 440 horse, but he did real good.
Clint Crawford is Jess Good Candy's trainer, and he's hands-on to the extent of ponying his horses to the gate for races. He admits both he and the colt were a little anxious on Sunday.
Before the race, we were a little bit nervous about what was going on because he was a little over anxious, and he's usually a little more calm, but he's pretty fresh coming into this race. And when he got in the gates, he wasn't wanting to sit still, and so I was a little anxious myself back there behind watching him. But he got a good start, and it was good enough.
Into fierce headwinds, Jess Good Candy went 350 yards in 17.672 seconds.
Jess Good Candy to win the comeback by a half length.
So a big week in quarter horse racing, and it will only pick up as we get deeper into the season. That's all we have time for this week. On behalf of the entire staff and crew, thanks for joining us. I'm Jim Byers. We'll see you next time on Raceview Network's Weekend Wrap-Up.